they got out. So good morning. I'm officially live on Facebook and Instagram. So everybody, please bear with me. I am working my phone. I'm working Facebook. I'm trying to make sure that as many women as possible that need to get this message, get it this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Go ahead, share the broadcast to everybody that's on Facebook. Say good morning. Let me know that you are here. Let me know you are awake and you are tuning in. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Toya. How's everybody doing this morning? Let me know how your week has been. How has everybody's week been? Hopefully not a crazy, chaotic week. Come on in. Toya, I think you were traveling. So hopefully you had an incredible vacation. Good morning, India. Good morning, Taylor. Good morning, Lynn. I'm so happy to have you all a part of this broadcast. I will not hold you long this morning. I know it's Saturday. I know you're getting ready to get out. But I wanted to come to you, as always, on Friday nights. You guys know I spend a lot of time in my office, the Pink Cave. That's where I am now. And in the Pink Cave, a lot of things happen. A lot of things come to my mind, a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts. I really think about you guys when I'm in the Pink Cave. I'm always thinking about how can I enhance women, right? How can I take something that I've experienced, something that I know, and how do I pour it out into women all across the world? I am truly on a mission to be an international brand to where I don't just impact people in Tennessee. This ministry is so much bigger than Tennessee. For those of you that are new to me, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am the Melody Lachey. I help women to successfully balance and enjoy all of the crowns that they prayed for. I know as women, we take on a lot of responsibility. You know, we're wives, we're moms, you know, we're career bosses, we're entrepreneurs, we're in this ministry, we're leaders in different organizations. And when you take on so much responsibility, oftentimes the crown, the weight gets so heavy of that crown. So we have to implement true strategy, find true methods that allow us to really balance all of the crowns that we have. So I built the Melody Lachey brand centered around that. Some of you know me from the Fierce Fearless Free community. That is my community of women. As you know, I'm an advocate of building sisters in success. So for the past 7 years, I have been building this community to help and support women in this thing called life, right? And so I am an international speaker. I've had an opportunity to speak in a couple different countries, virtual conferences, and I'm getting ready to head to Paris next year. So I'm grateful for that transition. I am a life management coach, so I help you manage your life regardless of where you are, what you do. We have a true commonality as women, regardless of our profession, regardless of our trade, regardless of what we do. I promise you, we deal with the same challenges, we deal with the same adversity, we deal with the same overwhelm, we deal with the same balance. So today, what I want to do today is give you three ways to help you to not go crazy. One thing I understand is that we get to a point sometimes where we just want to scream. And matter of fact, throughout this week, you probably have screamed, wanted to pull your hair out, wanted to go crazy, because all of the different things that we face in this thing called life, right? We go to work, we run these businesses, we have to be wife, we have to be mom, we have to be daughter, we have to be sister, we have to be friend, we have to do all of these different things. So what I want to give you is some things to help you, because I believe that part of the overwhelm that we experience, part of the imbalance that we experience, we're creating that imbalance ourselves. Good morning, good morning. Hello, Iris. Thank you for tuning in. Hello, Samantha. Good morning, beautiful spirited women. So happy to see you, Mogul Maker. I see you out there. So I hope you have pen and paper. Whenever I go live, I advise, always have pen and paper, because I don't want you to get off this live and do nothing. I don't want you to get off this live and not remember what I said. And usually when it's written, it's real. When you write it down, you take it in. So I want you to write this down, because somebody dropped the title in the comments for me. 3 ways to avoid losing your mind. 3 ways to avoid losing your mind. One of the crowns that I wear, and I wear proudly, is First Lady. I'm the First Lady of Canaan, the House of Glory. So thank you so much to everybody from Canaan that's tuning in. I see you out there. Thank you so much for your love and support. I'm so happy to have you. So 3 ways to avoid losing your mind. One thing that you're doing that's causing people to throw your life out of whack is that you are sending mixed signals. And I say that is because what you don't understand is you teach people You teach people how to, how to treat you. You teach people how they can interject into your life. And one thing that I found that I was doing is I was sending off mixed signals. And I explain what that means. Because people treat you based on what they see, what you say, what you do. So it's a lot of people, you see it all over social media. We post, we grinding, we team no sleep, we hustling, money don't sleep, I don't sleep, I'm always working. We post all these different things on social media. We say all these different things to people. And what we don't realize is that people consume everything that we say. People consume our actions. People consume everything that we do. And based on the things that we say and based on the things that we do, that determines how people treat you. So when people call you all hours of the night, when people reach out to you and want you to do something while you're on vacation, when you're out of the office, when it's outside of your office hours, you don't realize that you have told them that they could do that because you told them that you don't sleep. You told them that you're always working. You told them that you hustling. You about this money. And if you about this money, you're going to answer my call in the middle of the night. You're going to call me before the sun comes up because you have told them and you have conditioned them that's how they're going to treat you. So oftentimes we get frustrated because you don't understand why somebody is treating you the way that they're treating you. It's no different than, a relationship when you're dating or whatever the case may be. Some of these people treat you, some of the guys treat you based on the things that you put out in the atmosphere. And there's some guys that you wonder why they haven't hollered at you and they haven't tried to talk to you. That's because they realize that they can't treat you any kind of way. They realize that they got to change who they are and how they treat people. They got to step up to the plate because certain women have conditioned men on how to treat them. It's no different from any other relationship that you have. We have got to stop putting out in the atmosphere that we're always available and that you can reach out to me whenever. You can hit me up in the DM. No, you can't do all this stuff to me. If my office hours are from 9 to 5, I'm like Big Red. You ain't gonna contact me and bust up in my office outside of those hours. Why? Because I operate between 9 to 5. Some of y'all have hours on y'all websites, but y'all constantly responding to people and acknowledging people and handling situations outside of your office hours. And then you get frustrated when you finally are too tired to deal with it and they get smart with you. Why? Because you've been doing it, right? I want you to understand that I want you to be conscious and intentional on the words that we use, the words that we put out in the atmosphere, because I found myself always saying team no sleep, right? And what I realized is that's when people would say, when I would post team no sleep, it's at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, whatever the case may be, then somebody would have the audacity to reach out to me about an event or a situation or order or whatever the case may be. No, you can't do that to me. But you said you're on team no sleep. You said hit me up in the DM. You said reach out if you have any questions. But what I want you to do is start spelling out what that means, right? When can you reach out to me? How can you reach out to me? Make sure that you're conveying the message and sharing with people how, you want them to treat you. And some of you may be in school. Some of you may be an undergrad, master's program, whatever the case may be. You on a group project and you always find that you're the one on the project doing all the work. Why? Because you have a conditioned people. When they don't keep pull their slack, pull their weight, you're pulling the slack, you're pulling the weight, you're doing the extra work, and then you acting like it's fine and they getting up and presenting like they've been working the whole time. You have let them know that that's okay. That is not okay, for them to do that. But you saying, okay, you doing the work, you not telling the professor what's up, is letting them know that they can do that. So I want to make sure that you're clear on that, right? Because we're sending mixed signals in everything that we say, everything that we do. We at work. We doing all the work. We supposed to be working as a team. You the one staying late. You the one getting there early. And then when it's time to go in the boardroom and it's time to go in the meeting, then everybody get up like they've done something. Everybody dress up and show up when it's time to show up. But you've done all the work. Now you feel some type of way. You got an attitude. You hate your job. You overwhelmed. You don't want to go to the place. You dragging out of the bed. But you don't realize that you have communicated to these people that this is okay and how they should treat you. So I want to make sure that you stop posting all types of stuff. You stop, letting people stop just saying okay, right? Stop just saying, oh, it's cool, no big deal. It is a big deal, because that's not how I want you to treat me. And you're taking up extra time that I could be doing something else. So that's important. You're letting extra stuff that you don't even have to do take up too much time out of your life because you're just saying okay. And as women, I want us to stop just saying okay, because it's not always okay. You don't always have to have it. You don't always have to do it. And they can say whatever they want to say about you, because that's what they do. They call us the mad black woman. They call us all these different things. But no, you just have to have a tolerance and teach people how to treat you. Number 2. This is a big one. And everything that I'm giving you are things that I have personally experienced, things that I've personally done, and I'm guilty of. So I want to share that, because I was not excluded from these things. I'm just telling you what I've done and how I've grown from it. The next thing is guilt. I don't know what it is about us as women. Like, we take on this extra guilt for no reason, right? We do too many things out of a guilty conscience because we feel like we're supposed to do it. And we feel so guilty saying no. So there's often a lot of times where we say yes when secretly inside our heart, our body, our soul is saying no. One thing I want us to stop doing, because this is what I used to do. So I'm an entrepreneur. I do events. And so it's this whole thing called this tick for tat mentality. So Susie came to my event because, she wanted to support me. She was interested in the event, so she showed up for whatever reason. Susie showed up, right? Susie shows up. So when Susie do an event, I feel like the first time Susie do an event, I got to go because she showed up to my event. And here's the thing. Susie came because it worked in her schedule, because it was convenient for her to show up to the event. It was a part of her life management plan to be at my event. Just because the first time Susie had an event, if I don't go, it doesn't mean that I don't support her. It doesn't mean I'm not appreciative. People do things for you because they want to do things for you. And just because somebody did something for you, it does not mean that you have to reciprocate in the same way. So one of the things I learned is there are so many different ways to support, because that's what we ultimately want to do, is support, right? We want to support each other. We want to be there. We want people to know that. You can cash app somebody. Money go a long way. As an event planner, as somebody working on different projects, if you can't be present, you can send me a cash app, you can send me a Zelle or whatever you got. You can sponsor, you can tell somebody to show up, you can invite somebody to be there. Don't think that just because you can't make it, you have to make some special accommodation. So you're supposed to be in place A, but you trying to make it to A and B, maybe even C, because somebody showed up to one occasion that they chose to come to because it was convenient for them at the time. So I want us to get rid of that tick for tat. I'm a mom. I know there's some moms out there. So-and-so, little Johnny came to Sonny's birthday party, right? Johnny wanted to come to Sonny's birthday party. He was excited about coming to Sonny's birthday party. Now it's little Johnny's birthday. Well, we got all these commitments on the calendar on Johnny's birthday, and we can't make it to Johnny's birthday party. But we're going to make it to Johnny's birthday party despite what we have to go, all these other things that we have to do, because Johnny came to Sonny's party. Why do we do that? Why? Because all Johnny really wants you to do is send Johnny a gift. Johnny will be, if you send him Superman, X-Men, Mickey Mouse, whoever he's into at the time, he's gonna love you just the same as if you step foot into the park. We have got to get into a place where it's okay not to be present. Or when we're not present, we can make sure our presence is known, because there's so many different ways to do that. So we got to get rid of this whole, guilt, doing things out of obligation, that tick for tat mentality, because that's what I would do. I would be dog tired. As a speaker, I was speaking on the weekends. I would leave my speaking engagement, go to somebody else's event, and then still have another event that I got to be in the evening. And it was wearing me down. And then I got to get up Sunday morning and get to church, because that's another crown that I wear. And it starts beating your body up. So I want us to figure out and start getting more creative in how we support people, how we go about doing things, to where it doesn't take up too much time that we have to do. So here's the thing. I don't have to have a commitment to not be able to go. Sometimes I'd rather be at home in the bed. I need to rest or recoup so that I can go to church the next day versus being at Johnny's birthday party, right? So sometimes self-care, me time is okay. You don't have to have this very important reason why you can't be somewhere and why you cannot do something. Sometimes it's just, I can't make it. And people are okay with that. Very similar when people challenge you, because they know you. They know the commitments that you have. They know the things that you have to do. Now, this last one is, I think this is the family component of us, right? This is the wife. This is the mom. This is this whole domestic situation that gets us, and it really causes us to lose our minds silently, because usually we're not very vocal. The third one is poor communication. And one of the biggest things I struggled with was being true and honest about how I was feeling about certain things. When things would happen, first of all, let me do this. How many people are wives? Drop me in the comment. If you are a wife, drop me in the comment. Go ahead and just drop me. Drop that in the comments. If you are a wife, drop that in the comments, because I'm gonna talk about the different aspects of it. You got the wife, you got the mom, you got a whole lot of different stuff. If you are a wife, drop wife in the comment, me in the comments, raise your hand, do something, let me know. I see you, Samantha. I see you out there. Drop it. If you're on Instagram, drop me. Y'all, I swear, when they say that women and men are from two different planets, they're from two different planets. Like, it gets, as a wife, you hear, wife, can you do this? Wife, where's my this? Wife, find this. Wife, go this. Wife, can you handle this? Wife, can you pick up this? Wife, can you stop at the store? You hear all these different things, right? And especially when you first get married, you're like, okay, I got it. No worries. Big deal. I can do that. Okay, baby. Love you. All this different stuff that we do. But inside, you're like, I'm tired. I just worked all day. I'm tired too. You find it. Why you can't find it? Why you can't get it? Why you can't pick it up? Right? So these are the different things that happen. And the thing about it is, they have no idea that we don't have it. They have no idea that we are overwhelmed, because we act like we can do everything. We going around the house being superwoman. We got it. We gonna cook. We gonna clean. We gonna be this good wife and all these different things. These titles that we think that these tasks that have to fall under these titles. And you don't understand that you don't have to do things traditionally. You can say, baby, I don't have it today. You can have a family meeting and say, I'm working on this project, y'all. I got this event coming up. Can you help me do this? Oftentimes we get frustrated that our spouse or significant other doesn't do a particular task, but we've never asked them to do that task. We've never clued them in on what we're doing. I'm up here in this pink cave. My husband don't know what happened up here in the pink cave. He just know magic happens, right? He does not know all of the work, the blood, sweat, and tears that happens up here. So when he was like, wife, can you find whatever? If I don't tell him, like, no, you find it yourself, or I don't tell him, like, oh, I'm in the middle of something, I cannot get upset when he's constantly asking me to do things, and I'm doing it with a smile. So that's another one of those mixed signal things, right? So I'm doing it with a smile. I'm doing everything until finally you're about to blow. So you blow up about the simplest thing when he don't even get why you blowing up. So I want us to start communicating how we feel. I want us to start saying, hey, I don't really feel up to doing that. I want us to start saying, hey, can you handle this? Or I know I normally do this on Mondays, or I normally do this on Wednesday. Can you do this for me while I'm in this season? So does it make sense? Let me know. Let me know if that makes sense to anybody, to make sure that we're not taking up so much time doing things that we feel like because we are the wife that we should do them. Because, oftentimes, just like before when I said you have to teach people how to treat you, every relationship you have to do that, right? You have to teach people how to love you. You have to teach people how to support you. You have to teach people how to be your significant other, how to be your spouse. We do that through communication. And so we're not communicating and saying you getting on my last nerves. When you do that, you end up losing your mind. You end up going to this place of silent insanity, to where you start taking it out, on the job, on other people, on the children, all these different things. So if you're a mom, now let's shift a little bit. If you're a mom, say me in the comments. Drop me in the comments if you're a mom. If you are a wife and a mom, put me, like hands up twice. Let me know. Let me know if you wear both of those crowns. If you wear wife, mom, if you just a mom, just drop me. I want to know who's out there, and I want to know the crowns that you wear. Good. Me. So one of the biggest stresses that when I coach people one-on-one, oftentimes we name that we have the business, we have this career, we're a leader over this, whatever. The biggest place of overwhelm happens in the household. And a lot of it has to do with, once upon a time there was a place where I'd be like, it's like mom, wife. Like you're up here, your brain is about to explode. I always say, have a family meeting, right? I know it sounds corny, it sounds quirky, but I was like, listen, everybody on the couch, because we got to talk about this. I'm getting ready for Sister and Success. If y'all know me, Sister and Success is like my big event. It's like hundreds of people in the room. It's crazy. It's vendors. It's chaotic. During this season, that takes me months to prepare for. So I got to get everybody in my house on one accord. I need them to understand that on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or whatever days I attribute to that project, those are the days that I'm going to be in the office. I'm going to be in the office from 7 to 9. Well, normally it was 7 to 9, but during Sister and Success, it might be 7 until. So at 9 o'clock, don't be beating at my door because you know what I'm doing. Or, you know what? I could use your help on this, right? I'm getting ready for Sister and Success. Could you put the bags together? Maybe we can work together. So if we start navigating how we go about doing tasks and start being inclusive, include your child. Sonny loves to lay out everything. Sonny, lay out all the pencils. Put a pencil in each one of the bags. Sonny, go pick up the paper. Sonny, go get this off the printer. Sonny, go do this. Like, if you start incorporating them into the things they do, they become accustomed to you working. They become accustomed to your projects. They become accustomed to your assignment. They become accustomed to the ministries that you run. They become accustomed to office hours and businesses and all the different things that you do, because you're teaching them through communication, right? To make sure that they're on one accord with you as you do different things. So I want to make sure that you are properly telling them, this is what I need. This is where I'm falling short. I'm tired. I'm beat up. I don't feel like it today. Can we go to the park another day? How about this? If you do this for mommy, then we're going for ice cream on Saturday. Like, we have to start conditioning and communicating and saying, I can't do it, I can do it, or I can't do it now, but I can do it over here. So make sure that we are communicating properly and open up your mouth. And let me say something. These are tough conversations, because every time I said, no, I can't do this, or husband, no, he like, what? Or every time I tell Sonny, no, don't act like every now and then Sonny don't have a meltdown on me. He does. But at the same time, I have to start conditioning him to understand. Now Sonny knows. Sunday morning, church, we going to church, mommy? All right, I'm doing this, mommy. Yep, he knows the routine to where he's not going to fall out on the floor because I'm setting up for church, because he knows that that's what we're doing. I'm including him. I'm teaching him what that means. This is a microphone. This is a computer. You doing the computer, mommy? You doing the broadcast, mommy? Preach, mommy, daddy, preach it. So we're communicating to him and conditioning him on what we have to do when. And he knows that if he's good in church, and Sonny is excellent in church. So when he runs rampant after church, he has held all the energy in because we've had a conversation about, what we're getting ready to do and why it's important and why you have to do this. So when he's running amok, don't judge my baby. Because my baby sat still for 2 whole hours and then cut up in church. He didn't clown. He didn't interrupt the service. He didn't stop the song. He didn't run across the pulpit. So let him run rampant as soon as we say church is dismissed, right? But again, we're training him through communication on what's happening and what we're doing. We're inclusive everywhere that we are. So I want to make sure that we heighten our communication in this season as we're working towards work-life balance, because you're not going to get it until you really are honest with people with how you feel. If those are truly your friends, those truly your BFFs, if you don't make it to the party, you don't make it to the party. They understand before you said you weren't coming that you're probably not showing up because of everything you got going on, right? Because these are the people that you need around you that can understand the calling that's on you. Because the ministry that you have, the job that you have, the work that you do, the family that you have, these are ministries. These are assignments from God that he has given you. And if the people around you cannot understand the assignments that are on your life, and you are being open and honest as a friend, as a wife, as a mom, as a sister, as a daughter, on all the things that you have going on, then you need to reevaluate these relationships. And just because somebody is family doesn't mean that you have to be around them. You don't have to be in that environment. We have to get into a place where just because somebody's blood doesn't mean I have to tolerate you. It doesn't mean that I have to show up. Sometimes we have to take seasons of separation in order to keep our sanity. So I'm very intentional in this season on not losing my mind. How many of you know it's easy to lose your mind? This last year, all across the nation, we have saw how easy it was for people to lose their mind, because you're dealing with so many things. The whole world dealt with the pandemic, right? But you were dealing with things before the pandemic, right? You had all this craziness going on before the pandemic. So if you don't scale back, if you don't open your mouth, if you don't properly communicate, if you don't say no, if you don't say I'm hurt, if you don't say I'm sad, then there is no way that you can keep from losing your mind. That's exactly what's going to happen to you. I've witnessed it. You know, my background is human resources, and in human resources, I'm privy to a lot of information. I have so many people that I'm getting in treatment, that I'm getting in therapy because mismanagement of life. You're not properly managing your life. You're taking on all this responsibility. You're not saying no. You're saying you got to do it. You say, I'm the wife, so I got to do this. You say, I'm the mom, so I got to do this. You say, I'm the daughter, and I got to take. You say all these things that you have to do. But at the end of the day, if that self-care component is not there, if that balance is not there, you're going to lose your mind. And then who's going to take care of mom? Who's going to take care of dad? Who's going to take care of the kid? What's going to happen to the marriage? What's going to happen to the business? What's going to happen to the career if you lose your mind? So I hope you're a little quiet. I hope that's making sense. I hope you understand the connection between communication and mixed signals and all these different things, guilt, that take up so much time, and we think we don't have time. Look at how much time you probably wasted this past week dealing with stuff that you really didn't have to deal with. So I want us to get out of the habit, as I said last time, the first time we think about time management and balance, the first thing we do is go get a planner. The first thing we do is go get a calendar. You know how to write your goals down. You know how to write the stuff on the calendar. The problem is you can't get to the stuff that you write on the calendar, right? We putting all this stuff on the calendar. We get all these cute planners, a whole bunch of incomplete planners, because there is a lot of mental, emotional things that have to happen first, the prerequisites to work-life balance. So I want to make sure that you're doing the prerequisites. I want to make sure that you're making the time to do the things that keep your sanity. If there's affirmations, let it be affirmations. If it's, Bible time, if it's study time, do that. If it's going to church every time the doors open, you do that. If it's getting on a podcast, you do that. Protect your mind. Train your mind to stop what you're doing, right? To make sure that your mindset, your faith, your spirituality, all these things that guard you are in place. So when you face these situations where you got to have a tough conversation, you know how to handle that. You know how to be, your senses are heightened to when you're sending off mixed signals. So I bet now when you post on social media, you won't go post Team No Sleep. You won't post DM me whenever you want to. Why? Because you learned, it opened your mind up to what you were doing. And I had to realize that I'm not on Team No Sleep. I'm going to sleep. I'm not hustle all day, every day. Let me stop posting that quote, because I don't mean that. Because if you call me at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, I may be up, but this is my time, especially on a Friday. This is where I'm kicking. I'm in the pink room. I'm doing my thing. I'm meditating. I'm writing classes. I'm praying. I'm doing all those different things. So condition people at all times and teach people all times how you want to be treated, how they can, how you want them to be involved in your time, how you want them to take up space in your calendar, in your day. So I hope those things helped you. Let me recap real quick. The first one was be mindful of sending mixed signals, right? One thing you got to do is stop sending mixed signals to avoid overwhelm. The second thing you got to do is get rid of this whole guilt component, this tick for tat mentality where just because somebody did something for you at this given time, you got to hurry up and return the favor so they know you're appreciative. Get rid of that. The last one is you got to strengthen your communication. Poor communication is one of the biggest downfalls to a lot of things that happen to us. Overwhelm, balance, relationships, jobs, all types of things go down the drain because of poor communication. All right. So I hope that helped you. First of all, I hope if you're on Instagram, you already see the challenge information. I hope that all of you have already subscribed to the Balance Your Blessings Challenge. If you have not, you are missing out. Let me tell you, the feedback has been incredible. They are very quick videos. I promise you that we get in, we get out, we make our point. I hope that you have already joined the challenge, my free challenge. All you have to do is go to the website. Somebody drop it in the comments for me, bit.ly/balanceYB. You can also get to it on my website at themelodylachey.com. Join the challenge, guys. Do what's necessary to train your mind mentally and emotionally so that you can set yourself up to truly balance all the crowns that you pray for, because you ask God for every single title that you have. You ask God, I remember I prayed for an incredible husband. I remember I prayed for a healthy baby. I remember I prayed to move up on my job. I remember I prayed for my business. I remember I prayed to be in a position to be able to care for this person. I prayed for those things. So now that I have prayed for those things, I need to work on processes and systems to help me balance the crowns that I have prayed for. Okay. Thank you so much, Lynn, for dropping that in the comments. If you're on Instagram, the link is already in my bio. So when we get off of here, you can just click the link in my bio. If you are on Facebook, Lynn just dropped the link. So all you have to do is click on it. Before we leave out, I know you're getting ready to get out in the streets. You're about to shop, do family time, whatever. I always like to close out in prayer. That is that's just, I don't know, I guess that's the God's child in me. That's the first lady in me. So I'm going to close out in prayer. And then I hope that you have an incredible Saturday. Oh, gracious and eternal Father, God, we thank you for allowing us to come together today. God, we thank you for all the women that are tuning in. God, and if there are some men on the broadcast, we thank you for the men of God as well. God, we thank you for everybody that took the time out to do what was necessary in order to have a well-balanced life, God. So we thank you for every single crown that you have given us. We thank you for allowing us to be the wife. We thank you for allowing us to be the mom. We thank you for the career. We thank you for the business. We thank you for the financial blessings. We thank you for allowing us to lead organizations. God, we thank you for the ministry. God, we thank you for every single crown that you have put on our heads, God. Now, God, strengthen us and give us the courage and the know-how to balance every single crown, God. Let us be intentional in our actions, God, so that we can be successful in the things that you have called us to do, God. Let us not be afraid to say no to people when we know that we can't do it or it's not in alignment, God. God, strengthen our communication, God, so that we can properly convey whatever message we need to convey at the time. God, let us be mindful of every single signal that we send out, God. Let us be mindful of everything that we put out in the atmosphere. Let us be clear on the things that we communicate, God. So we thank you right now, God, in advance for everything that you're going to do. We thank you for removing the guilt off of us, God. We thank you for removing the obligation, God. Now let us go be fruitful, God, and operate in your will, God. Touch every purpose and let it be in alignment with everything that you have called them to do. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. Amen and amen. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in with me on this Saturday. Again, join the challenge. I promise you at the end of the challenge, there's an incredible bonus that I want you to get. I don't want you to miss it. Have a great Saturday. I love you. Have a great weekend. And I will certainly talk to you soon. Be blessed.